Greetings of peace. I just wanted to raise awareness about an interesting element in the process of relaxation, self-awareness, meditation, reflection. There's an aspect of ourselves, of our mind, which is, it talks about boredom all the time. It's like, oh, this is boring. I don't want to do this again. You keep repeating the same things. This is boring. This is um, this is an aspect of the mind that we all will grapple with through the course of our lives. It's something quite familiar. We hear it a lot in teenagers. Boredom, 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 and you want to guide them to something that's more enrichment. I know that I experienced that with spiritual practices or meditative practices, is this aspect of boredom. Oh, here we go again. I already know this. And so that could be, you could say, an aspect of the tyrannical self or the tyrannical ego, however you want to put it. But we have to sort of discipline ourselves to say, hey, there is benefit in coming back to the awareness. There is benefit in coming back to the breath, back to the compassion repeatedly. Because what does that do? That sculpts our lives, that shapes our lives through these beautiful qualities, that brings that depth and richness of what compassion is into our beings through our lives, and it shapes and informs and opens up other realms of awareness, self-discovery, healing, well-being. That just sort of boredom, that's what's on the other side of boredom, right? That's what's on the other side of that shadowy kind of deflection of coming back to center, coming back to breath, coming back to awareness. So just a note, something to consider, and we'll continue with another video. All right, peace. So continuing in the colors, right? We talk about colors as frequencies, as a means of communication. What does a red rose, a yellow rose communicate? They say friendship. A red rose communicates love and passion. The second color that we're going to cover is red. So we pass through our awareness of the breath, compassion, moving through, we get that color of yellow, moving through the form that the sun shines through us. It sort of brings life and awareness to the surface, and also it can bring sort of a heightened awareness of where compassion is needed. Compassion is needed in our lives. Okay. Now the second layer through the form is the red, and the red is going to give us contemplation and connection to the water in our body. Okay, the bloodstream that flows through us. Okay, that's where the oxygen runs through the body. To pay attention to that, to honor that, to nourish our bloodstream with compassion. You know, the red is and the blood in our body is not only physically, essential, it also reflects a lot about our emotions, about our attitudes, our relationships, and it's an area of struggle, and because that's where a lot of addictions may lay, a lot of history may lay, is in our blood, right? Both symbolically and physically. So to take care of the blood, to nourish the blood, to move beyond the boredom of sort of the monotony of the ego, or the sort of dismissiveness, into honoring. No, honor this. What do we put into our bloodstream? That, and what are the effects of that? When we drink a smoothie, as opposed to when we drink a Pepsi, over time, that smoothie is going to nourish the blood much better than a Pepsi. So the red is the second layer of our being that we can use to sort of infuse our awareness, to ground our awareness, and to build another layer on top of what we've already learned. It takes us into a deeper depth to be able to integrate and use color to hone our awareness. So we'll use that in the next exercise. We'll do, the next video will be an exercise moving through yellow into red. Peace. Greetings of peace. So in this section, we're utilizing the color, which in a sense, a frequency. It's something that our awareness, our mind, our hearts can hold on to in order to focus on principles, concepts, and just hold that attention and awareness. So through the color of yellow, again, we're going through a reflection on the form of our being. When we breathe in with the awareness and the breath and the compassion through the form of our being. And with the red, we're getting a little bit deeper into that form. With the color red is the color of our bloodstream, and taking care of our blood and nourishing our blood with oxygen and remembrance of what's beneficial, and releasing what's not beneficial. So in this time, we'll bring the awareness into the body and a sense of kindness, compassion flowing in, starting with the color yellow first. The breath going through the nostrils into the windpipe, the lungs expanding. And from the lungs into the heart, and that sense of the sun shining through our being, the heart radiating through our being. Moving into that color of red, that pulse of red flows through our being, and as we breathe in, we nourish that red color with the light of compassion. And we release each exhale, letting go of what's no longer needed. Tuning into the resonance of the blood, the guidance that flows through every cell of our being. Every cell of our being is guided, breathing into that realm of guidance, of clarity, of the energy of the bloodstream. That flow from head to toe, moving through the palms, the fingers, the fingertips. That water in the body, a similitude to the ocean. All right, concluding that, we bring our awareness back out into the form of our being, into the radiance of yellow, back into the day. Excellent.